Before chains, there were crowns. Before slave ships, there were kingdoms. And before the narrative of Africa was reduced to suffering, it was a land of gold, scholars, trade, and powerful empires. Welcome to a journey through time, one that unveils the rich, powerful, and often forgotten history of Africa before slavery. This is not a story of victimhood. It's a story of innovation, strength, complexity, and civilization, long before the first Europeans set foot on African soil. So sit back and open your mind. Let's discover what the world forgot or chose to ignore. Chapter 1. Africa is not a country. Africa is often misrepresented as a single place, a monolith. But the truth? Africa is a continent of 54 countries, over 3,000 ethnic groups, and more than 2,000 languages. It's a continent that is not only vast in geography, from deserts to rainforests, savannas to mountains, but equally vast in culture and historical depth. Chapter 2. The Ancient Nile Civilizations. Let's begin where many scholars agree civilization itself began, along the Nile. Ancient Egypt, often separated from Africa in mainstream textbooks, was very much a part of it. South of Egypt was Nubia, known for its warriors and pyramids. Then came the Kingdom of Kush, a black African power that ruled Egypt as pharaohs in the 25th dynasty. These societies built pyramids, studied astronomy, created medicine, and developed organized religion thousands of years ago. They were not primitive, they were advanced. Chapter 3. The Gold Empires of West Africa. Now let's head west, to gold. The Ghana Empire, not to be confused with modern Ghana, was the earliest powerful West African empire. It controlled trans-Saharan trade routes as early as the 7th century. Next came the Mali Empire, founded by Sundiata Keita. Under his descendant, Mansa Musa, it became one of the wealthiest empires the world has ever seen. Mansa Musa's 1324 pilgrimage to Mecca caused global inflation because he gave away so much gold. Then the Songhai Empire, which took the Mali legacy further. Under Askia the Great, Songhai built schools, libraries, and trading cities like Timbuktu, the intellectual heart of West Africa. These weren't just kingdoms, they were centers of learning, faith, and economic power. Chapter 4. Great Zimbabwe and Southern Africa. Further south, we find a mysterious city made of stone. Great Zimbabwe. With no mortar, the walls still stand, built in perfect formation. It was a city of kings and commerce, thriving from the 11th to 15th centuries. It traded gold and ivory all the way to China, Persia, and India. Yet for years, European scholars claimed Africans could not have built such structures. They were wrong. Chapter 5. The Swahili Coast and Indian Ocean Trade. Let's now sail east to the Swahili Coast. City-states like Kilwa, Mombasa, and Lamu flourished through trade with Arabia, Persia, and even Southeast Asia. These were cosmopolitan hubs with grand mosques, coral stone buildings, and written histories in Arabic and Swahili scripts. This was a part of Africa that was connected to the world long before Europe discovered it. Chapter 6. African Science, Medicine, and Innovation. From metallurgy in Nigeria to medicine in Egypt and Ethiopia, Africa was a continent of scientists and engineers. The Dogon people of Mali understood the Sirius star system with detail NASA only confirmed recently. African doctors practiced surgery, herbal medicine, and dentistry long before colonization. Mathematics and calendars from Egypt, the Congo Kingdom, and beyond were far ahead of their time. Chapter 7. The Role of Oral History and Griots. In African tradition, history wasn't always written. It was sung, spoken, and performed. Griots were walking libraries, historians, musicians, and philosophers who preserved the legacy of kings and empires through generations. Africa's history didn't vanish. It was just preserved differently. Chapter 8. Breaking the Myth of the Dark Continent. European colonizers wanted to justify the slave trade, so they erased the achievements of Africa. They called it the Dark Continent, not because of skin color, but because they said it had no light of civilization. But that was never true. Africa had empires, cities, laws, universities, and thriving societies, centuries before the first slave ship. Chapter 9. How this history impacts us today. Why does this matter today? Because many people, even Africans themselves, don't know the richness of their heritage. Because when you erase a people's history, you control their future. But when you reclaim it, you reignite pride. You rewrite the story. You reshape the future. Africa before slavery was never a place of helplessness. It was a land of gold, libraries, astronomy, commerce, architecture, and culture. And that is the Africa the world needs to remember. If this video opened your eyes, like, comment, and subscribe for more true African history. Drop your thoughts below. What surprised you the most? And don't forget, our story did not begin in chains.